Retired Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster served in the Army for 34 years, but is perhaps best known publicly for his 13 months as President Trump's national security advisor. He's been in war zones and gone head-to-head with foreign adversaries. McMaster tells what he learned from all those experiences in his new book, Battlegrounds, the fight to defend the free world. And General McMaster joins me now from the campus of Stanford University. General, good morning to you. Many people have taken your book and shaken it upside down, hoping dirt falls out, but they have been unable to find any. So I will skip all of that and just cut to the substance, an issue that I know worries you and that certainly worries me, and that is potential election chaos. The FBI is warning that foreign adversaries may seek to exploit divisions post-election and doubt in the process. The president has talked about doubting the process. Hillary Clinton has told Joe Biden not to concede if it's messy. To you, sir, are you worried about what's going to happen the day after Election Day?
Tony, first, thanks for the opportunity to be with you. Yes, I am worried. And the story that I tell in Battlegrounds is one of how Russia is trying to drag us down, right? Russia's not that strong. You know, their economy is about the size of Texas. They have some real problems and, with demographics, the collapse of oil prices and so forth. And Putin's coming under more and more pressure. But what Putin's trying to do is he's trying to be kind of the last man standing. And what he wants to do is polarize us, divide us on the issues that already divide our society, issues of race and gun control and immigration, and pit us against each other. And a great way to do that is to raise doubts about our democratic principles and institutions and our processes, and especially the election.
So what do we do?
I think for all Americans, we have to really be cognizant of this danger, Tony.
How do we temper the situation, which is obviously volatile, when you have Russia involved, as you say? They are weak, but people who are not weak, President Trump, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, they are also commenting on the election and fueling the idea that it's going to be messy and potentially stolen one way or the other. How do you quiet things when you have our leaders involved in the fight?
Well, that's a big problem. I think all of our leaders, the president, everyone, Vice President Biden, everybody, I think, has to send a simple, clear message to the American people that we can secure our election process. And I think, Tony, the American people ought to be proud of what our government has done, under the Trump administration, to secure elections after 2016. As you recall, there's a lot of progress made between then and 2018. The Russians were in many ways foiled in their effort to raise doubts about the 2018 election and to create another crisis of confidence. Some of those reforms involve standing up new organizations to protect election infrastructure. But then also our cyber capabilities are much more agile now. We can combine a good offense with a good defense. But, Tony, I would just say to you and your colleagues, what you do as journalists is so important, because we need authoritative sources of information now more than ever. And it's in social media and the pseudo-media where Russia kind of has a field day, right?
Yeah.
They use this to move us to extremes and reduce our confidence in who we are as Americans.
Yeah, well, we've been telling voters to be patient, that this could take some time to count all the votes. But I'm curious, what was your reaction? Our job is made more difficult when you have an exchange like the president had with a reporter yesterday. He was asked, could you commit to a peaceful transfer of power? Now, that is conventionally known as a softball question, but the president did not say, of course I commit to that. He instead continued to undermine confidence in the vote. I'm curious, knowing what you know about Russia and foreign actors, what was your reaction to hearing the president say that?
Well, it's one of disappointment. I think we have to have confidence in the system that our founders set up. And, our founders were really worried about what they called factions, what we now call political parties. And they had very much in their minds the bloody experience of the English Civil Wars in the 17th century. And many of our founders didn't want parties to exist at all. And so I think it's really important for us to have confidence in the system they set up, and especially separation of powers, right? We do have judicial review, and I know there are these armies of lawyers from both parties already out there, but we have to have confidence in the checks and balances that our founders set up.
General McMaster, one of the remarkable things about you is, in addition to your career in the military, you also have a Ph.D. from UNC Chapel Hill. And on top of all that, you have an extreme nonpartisan position. You, in fact, do not vote, sir, and have not in your career. I am curious, though, now that you are retired, will you vote in 2020?
Well, Tony, I'm having a discussion about that with my family. It's a big change, right? I mean,
What are they
I went to
saying?
one point when I was 17 years old, and so I really I'm trying to figure out now, what my role can be here in my second career and how I'm going to participate in our democracy. What I really wanted to do with the book and what I hope I can do in the discussions like this after its publication is to help bring Americans together, right? As we're at each other's throats, these great challenges to our security, they're not going away. And in many ways, the crises that we're encountering today, COVID-19 and so forth,
McMaster,
has catalyzed these challenges.
They're counting me off. I will tell people it's not a juicy read, but as one reviewer said, it's a meaty read. I will agree with that. General McMaster, thank you very much. We hope you come back. Very important conversation.
Hey, thank you so much.
And the new book is Battlegrounds. It is on sale right now.